Well, here we go. Here is the latest tabulation, 35%. The governor winning tonight, 58%, 41% with 35% reporting. Dave, let's look at this exit polling data. When we look at this independent group right here, the governor in the exit polling, a 10-point lead. How critical is that group?
Well, that was the critical group. He had to win well.
I want to look at this really quickly. A lot of this midterm, when we're talking across the country, is a referendum on the president. Folks were asked, how worried are you about the direction of the nation's economy in the next year? This number right here among Wisconsinites, 83% worried. If we look at the exit polling, the governor wins this group 56 to 42%. How critical is that? The governor's campaign just issued a statement, Dave, within the last 10 minutes, first acknowledging the win. The governor and lieutenant governor, and I'll read part of this to you. He says, quote, "I thank you, the voters of Wisconsin, for the honor of allowing me to serve as your governor for another 4 years." That's part of the statement the campaign just released. As we look at the latest numbers, 54 to 45. Mary Burke has just taken the stage in Madison. Let's take a listen in. We're listening live to Mary Burke give her concession speech in Madison, thanking her family, congratulating the governor, she said, on a hard-fought victory. As we look at the latest numbers, 66%, the governor 53%, Mary Burke 46%. The governor is expected to take the stage at any minute. The lieutenant governor was speaking a few minutes ago. Dave, as we wait for the governor to take the stage, let's look at this map here. This is exit polling data of the regional breakdown. And let's focus in on Northeast Wisconsin. A lot of this looked like what we saw in the recall election in terms of what people were thinking and the results that came in.
It's almost a mirror image of what happened in the recall election. Mary Burke did a little bit better in Milwaukee County than Tom Barrett did, but in northeastern Wisconsin it's pretty much the same, and the other regions were very much the same as Tom Barrett in the recall election.
We've talked about this before. When a Democrat does so well, 60% typical in the Milwaukee County area, how critical is the Northeast region for the Republican to bring up these numbers like this?
Well, this becomes a real critical region because it's very competitive, along with the southwestern area as well, can be very competitive, especially in the La Crosse area.
As we bring up these numbers again, the latest 66% reporting, the governor with 53%. When we analyze the exit polling data, the governor's favorability ratings were higher than Mary Burke's. How critical is that rating, exit polling, when it compares to votes?
Well, it can be a factor. I mean, there's many different factors that might ultimately impact who's going to win this election. Favorability is certainly one of those.
As we take a look at some of these other maps here, this is another key indicator of what we were looking at. Of course, a majority of Democrats voting for Burke, a majority of Republicans for Walker. This right here is the key, those independent voters, a 10-point lead in the exit polling. How critical is that?
That became real critical in this election, and Walker did well among independents, and that probably is the key, along with turnout in this particular election.
You've hit on this before. A majority of Republicans for the governor, a majority of Democrats for Mary Burke. The governor, with 96% of Republican support, is walking out on the stage right now to accept victory. Let's take a listen in.